They just want to play. I want you to meet the others.
This was my most anticipated movie of the entire year. Dude, I was so excited for this movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. There was some awesome part. Look, guys, the movie's bad. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So Five Nights at Freddy's has finally arrived. 8 years in the making, multiple directors, multiple studios, but we finally get our video game movie adaptation on the big screen. Now, I personally never played the games growing up. I was never a video gamer. However, my friends played it, my sister played it, so I definitely knew about the FNAF phenomenon that was going on. So when this movie got announced, naturally, I was super excited because I love horror. That's my favorite genre. So I started doing a lot of research on the movies. I literally bought the books. I started playing the games for myself. I was watching YouTube videos about the lore. So I got super invested, super balls deep into the FNAF stuff before going to this movie. So with that in mind, I personally liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. However, is it a good movie? Definitely not, okay? And keep in mind, when I'm making this review, I'm gonna be reviewing it as someone who's going in as a casual fan who knows nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's, because the thing is, movies should be catered to a wider audience, right? To the masses, people that don't know about the FNAF. Obviously, if you're a hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's video gamer, you're gonna love this movie. Like, I personally like the movie. You're probably gonna enjoy it. But if you're not, this movie's pretty trash, being brutally honest. Because here's a problem that I personally have with video game movie adaptations. I hate it when the whole purpose of the movie is just to be an Easter egg dump. If it's just a movie catered to the video game audience and like you can't enjoy the movie unless you've played all the video games to understand everything, that's not a good movie. That's not the way it should be done. In my opinion, I think it should be, you should tell a good story and use some of the video game elements to spice it up. But before I get into what I didn't like about the movie, let's go ahead and talk about what I did like, and I gotta start off with the animatronics. The fact that they're not using any CGI and it's all practical effects and the animatronics are actually standing in front of the actors with their eyes glowing up, that goes a long ways for me, because I truly appreciate practical effects way more than CGI for two main reasons. One, I generally think it looks better, and second, I think actors give a way better performance when they're actually looking at something rather than just a green screen or something that's not actually in front of them. That's my opinion. But I gotta say, as a FNAF fan, seeing the characters Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy come to life on the big screen, that was thrilling. The next thing I really like about this movie is the lighting, and I know that's something not a lot of people mention, but the lighting is fantastic. I mean, there are some great shots in this movie with the lighting in the background. I love the colors, it's very vibrant. Another thing would be the set design. I love Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. It looks awesome. I love the vibe and the feel and the whole atmosphere that it gives. It's just awesome. Look, not for nothing, I am a very visual person, so I will let a lot of things slide even if a movie is bad just because it looks good. So this movie definitely is aesthetically pleasing. The next thing I like about this movie is that Josh Hutcherson is in the movie. This is super nostalgic for me because I grew up watching his movies. I mean, I grew up watching movies like Zathura, Bridge to Terabithia, movies that I loved growing up. And seeing him is just very nostalgic, and it's different when you know someone as a kid actor rather than when you know them as an adult and that's all you know them as, versus someone you grew up watching and you see their development. I thought it was really cool, and just seeing him on screen felt special to me. Which segues perfectly to my next point, Matthew Lillard, bro. I love Matthew. Dude, Matthew Lillard is my Shaggy, man. Matthew Lillard is my Shaggy.
I'm Mary Jane.
Like, that is my favorite name.
Really?
But I love Matthew Lillard. I love the Scooby-Doo movies. I love Scream. So seeing him is also very, it feels like a treat in the movie. But it also could be one of the negatives because I feel like he was underutilized. I mean, he's not on screen a lot, and give me more Matthew, man. Come on. So that about sums it for the things that I enjoyed about the movie. So let's go ahead and talk about the things I didn't like about the movie. And it just feels like there was multiple plots going on at the same time, and they didn't know which one to focus on. It didn't feel like they have a narrative focus. So a super like basic way of thinking about plot is like the acronym GSU, which stands for goal, stakes, and urgency. What is the goal? What are the stakes? And what's the urgency? And if you think about it, there's multiple plots going on at the same time.
So at first, Josh Hutcherson's character is trying to get a job because they're trying to take the custody of his sister away from him, and the courts need to see that he has a job and that he's like a stable person. Okay, sounds good. So this is the plot. The goal is he's trying to maintain a steady job. What are the stakes? The custody of his sister. What is the urgency? He needs to complete the 5 Nights at Freddy's because most employees don't last that long. Sweet. So let's go on with the movie. But then all of a sudden, the movie tells you, wait a minute, there's another goal. Josh Hutcherson actually wants to find the person that took his brother, and you're like, okay, so maybe this is what we're focusing on now. So the goal is to find the guy, and what is the stake? Like the guy just gets away. But then later on, it's not even about the custody of the sister because they killed that woman, and now the goal is to just save her. And what's at stake is her life, and what's the urgency is the kids are trying to make her into one of the animatronics, and you're just like, whoa. There's like 3 things going on. Which one are we focusing on? It just feels like a lot.
And if you haven't played the games, if you haven't read the books, if you don't know the lore, it's just not very well executed, especially the end twist feels a little bit weak if you don't know like I just finished The Silver Eyes, and there's a lot of similarities between that ending and the movie ending, and I actually enjoy the movie ending because I read the book. I don't think that goes to like the same for people that haven't played the games or haven't read anything about 5 Nights at Freddy's. They're gonna be like, that was okay. So look, all in all, I think I'm gonna give this movie like a C grade. I enjoyed it. I love seeing the characters on the big screen. I love horror movies. I thought it was fun. I don't think it's necessarily a good movie. However, would I like to see a sequel? Absolutely. Yes, I want to see the whole trilogy. I think they can improve upon this movie, but I don't think they hit a home run with this one. But let me know what you guys think about 5 Nights at Freddy's. Leave it down in the comments. Leave this video a thumbs up. And as always, subscribe if you're not already. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.